many times have you heard some business guru say, oh, it's really important to tell your story. It's really important to share your story. And you didn't quite know what that meant or how to do it or why to do it or what details to include or how to bring that story out. If that's you, I think that you'll really enjoy this conversation with Anna, where pretty much the whole conversation is me asking her very, very quick questions, just pulling that story out of her. And then right at the end of this conversation, I get an example of how she might actually be able to share part of that. And I think as you're listening to it, you'll realize it's like, holy crap, there's a lot of content there. And that content hits hard. That content will stand out. And that content will actually get people very, very interested in wanting to work with Anna specifically because they feel like Anna understands them more than anybody else. So if you have heard all of this stuff about, you got to tell your story and you didn't quite know what that meant, I get it. You're definitely not alone. I think that you'll really, really enjoy this episode. This is one of the hot seats in my high-end business mentorship. Every 2 weeks, what we do is we go deep. I go deep with 4 different people for 15 minutes at a time. So this is Anna telling your story. I hope that you enjoy it. Anna, same type of thing here. If you can real quick just talk about who you are, who you serve, and what you'd like to talk about today.
Yeah, it's awesome going last because there's lots of things to relate to. My name is Anna. I've been in the coaching space now, counted it up, 20 years, which is pretty amazing. Wow. I started when I was 17, but just really, truly been successful and quit all of my side hustles in the last 2 years, kind of post-COVID, and was able to open up my gym space. But I recognize that I really want to step into online training. Okay. I want to create some freedom for my husband and I to travel. We fly fishing, rock climb, and ski, and those are priorities. Cool. And I recognize that I've built myself a gilded cage here. This has been fantastic, but I'm ready to move it on the road. I serve myself, basically, like everybody else has mentioned, driven folks that are wanting to change their lives without necessarily having to change everything all at once. So I focus on women, but I definitely do have some male clientele as well. Okay. And I love celebrating non-scale victories. So mainly, if we're going to say weight, it's how much weight can you lift, which has been really fun.
Cool. So what's going on? What do you want to talk about?
I'd really like to get more comfortable stepping into, like you were talking to Katie about, stepping into my story and being comfortable online. Like John, most of my referrals online and in person have been word of mouth, which has been really fantastic and awesome, but it also hasn't allowed me to flex any other muscle. So it's like, come in and get to know me and, it'll be great, but I don't necessarily have to practice putting myself out there. Right. So that's something that I recognize I've hidden a little bit in my stories. I put my clients forward, which is great because I'm super stoked for them, but I don't do a lot of sharing about myself and my journey.
So we went super deep with Katie.
Yeah.
And knowing that, tell me about your story a bit.
So I started with a personal trainer when I was 12 because I was overweight. Okay. Deep in tears, here they come. So I just recognize that there's a lot of women in my age group, mid-30s, that have been pandered to with diet culture. And I look forward to removing that for people. Eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for breakfast and then come in here and lift 300 pounds or lift 300 pounds at the gym. So that I really want people to recognize that they can do all of these things without having to emphasize being on a diet, being restrictive, or being small. Take up space, be big, lift heavy. I got to write that down.
I'm writing it down right now. There's something about that line that I love so much. You know what? Like I swear, you could decide whether you swear or not. But it's like, what, ladies? Eat a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich if you want, and then just come on in here and lift 300 pounds.
I mean, that is much closer to myself. saying those words, much to my mom's chagrin. But
Oh yeah.
I
You
just
should
really
hear my
love.
mother commenting on my sending every once in a while. I'll get a text message from her about. I'm just like, just don't follow me on the internet. Like you could call me. Like I'll talk how you want when you call me. Just don't follow me on the
Exactly.
internet.
Yes.
So okay,
But
tell me what I want. Here's what I want to know.
Yes.
Why do you care? What in your life has happened? Let's get specific. Okay.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of time.
Why do I care? I think
Tell me one story. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind of why this is important to you. A story, a specific moment.
Okay. So specific moment is the moment that I realized that for however long, I didn't think about what I looked like. So no body checking. I wasn't checking my meals. But I was hitting PRs in the gym. So the mental shift,
Where were you?
Where was I? I mean, I was in here. I was in the gym.
Okay, your own gym?
Yep.
How much weight did you lift?
300 pounds.
What was the lift?
Deadlift.
Who else was there?
No one.
Describe to me what the bar felt like.
It floated up.
Describe to me what your hands felt like gripping the bar.
They felt sore. I could feel every callus.
What happened when you dropped the bar down? Did you sit down? Did you stand up?
I cried.
Where?
Right next to the bar, and I said I fucking did it.
Did you speak to anybody afterwards?
My coach.
Okay. What did your coach say?
That she was so fucking proud of me, and that she realizes how much work I put into that.
What's one moment when you were putting in that work, when you felt like giving up and kept moving?
And when I failed it 3 months earlier.
Who was there?
No one.
Still in your gym?
Mm-hmm.
Was there music playing?
Yeah.
What was the song?
I don't remember the song, but it was definitely Metallica.
Of course it was. Did you speak to your coach afterwards?
Yeah.
What did she say?
This is where I feel like she went wrong, and this is good for me to recognize, is she expressed disappointment in me and my journey, which wasn't what I needed.
Okay. What would you have liked her to do? What did you
Maybe
need
just
at
said,
that moment?
I needed somebody to say, I recognize how much work you're putting in. That sucks. Let's back off and try a new strategy. And that's what we did, but that's what I needed to hear.
What did you eat after you hit the PR? After you hit the 300 pounds? Or before? Doesn't matter.
Before it was probably chicken, rice, and some sort of sauce.
Okay.
Not sexy.
After you were done that lift later on that day, do you remember any details about it? Do you remember anywhere that you walked, anywhere you sat, anybody you were with, anything you ate, anything you watched on TV, anything?
I texted my husband just the video. He works just 2 buildings over from me, and he came over and he said, well, I just want to let you know that I shared that on our family group thread, which was awesome because I don't do that. And so then I got all the family pump up, which was really cool. And that started a whole conversation. Alan.
So you texted Alan the video. You guys, can I just say, you guys must have crushed it in pizza lunch when you were younger because you're both A names and you all got the pizza first.
Yes, we did. And Aiken, last name.
Oh my God, I'm super jealous. Okay, so you messaged Alan, who always got seconds of pizza because they're at the beginning of the alphabet.
Word.
So you messaged Alan, and he was proud of you.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked with anybody, women, who are being badass who are eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and coming in and crushing 300 pounds, or on their way there, who do
Yeah.
not have supportive partners.
Yeah.
Don't use the
Whoa.
real name, but can you give me an example of one?
Yeah.
In a
Mel.
moment where she told you that that her partner was not supportive.
Oh my God. Yeah. Ugh. Yuck. Yes, my Mel
Give me a name.
hit
Yeah, it's a fake name. That's fine.
yeah,
Mel.
fake name.
Okay. Okay.
She hit a bench PR and
How much was on the bar?
115.
Okay.
And she had, never lifted a barbell in her life. And so we got her doing a barbell bench press. And she said, "That's awesome. I'm just so worried about getting big because my husband says that he's not interested in in a woman with large arm muscles."
Wow. She was in your gym.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do or say, or how did you respond?
I think I try and be pretty PC, but I think I said, "That's unfortunate because you've got potential to be as big as you want, as strong as you want." And strong doesn't necessarily equate to big.
I love how John commented here. He says, "I love my jacked wife," and I'm with you, John. I love my jacked wife too. But I get that this is a real thing. What was the line you said? Oh, I lost it. Right afterwards. Something about he doesn't want a woman with strong arms. What was the specific?
Big muscular arms.
Right.
Oh, and what did I say?
No. I was just trying to remember that line because that one line, I mean, holy shit. Like, I think about, I think copywriting is very important because when you learn how to copyright, you learn how to pick out those types of lines that really encapsulate the story and hook the right kind of reader. And if you ever decide to tell this story, which I certainly recommend that you do, that line is the first line in quotes.
Okay.
I mean, I cannot even imagine how much that will hit home.
Yeah.
And then of course you tell the story, and you don't say like blah 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 blah. You tell the story of Mel.
Mm-hmm.
And then you talk about why it matters.
Yeah.
Which is super powerful. So, okay, let's bring it home. How does this all feel? This is similar to the conversation with Katie, right? Where we're just like, shit, we're all gonna need some. I don't know what it is. I think it's just hot here. I think I'm just sweating from my eyeballs. But what? How does this all feel to you?
Well, maybe
that
Katie
just
can
like I was just like
really,
hammering you with questions, right?
Well, I mean, the good news is I've been through this journey with a business coach before, so I love getting deep really quick and getting through it because like it feels like catharsis, right? So like I have lots of clarity on the fact that my goal is to fully empower each and every one of my female clients and male clients, but female clients to get as fucking strong as they want to get. And so to step into that, knowing that is a mission, feels less scary to hide behind said clients and more be able to communicate client stories in a way that is, also generates more interest.
Think about even just like as like an Instagram bio description or something, right? Like instead of saying like I help women get strong and feel empowered, think about if your entire bio is my clients eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and lift heavy fucking weight.
I'm changing it today.
Like it's just I want to work with you.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I mean, God, you've got these stories for days. I mean,
Mhm.
I was writing about why women, I was writing about all the stupid ideas behind women feeling like they can't lift weights or shouldn't lift weights or whatever it is in like 2010. I found a book, I kid you not, from 1896. 1896 that talked about the benefits to women with strength training. And yet still today we just are hit with these myths and misconceptions, and it's so timely yet timeless in terms of its importance.
Mhm.
And to communicate it through stories like you just did, and that process of, I mean, you don't need me, although you could get Alan to do the same thing with you. You could show him this video or this call afterwards and be like, yeah, I need you to do this with me. Like, who are you with?
Mhm.
What song was playing? Because when you tell a story, it's the details that make the story.
Yeah.
It's that Metallica was playing in the background.
Mhm.
It's that you texted Alan the video afterwards, and
Mhm.
he sent it to the family chat, and everybody was amping you up.
Yeah.
That's what makes this as powerful as it is, versus just a
Yeah.
regular lifting story where,
Right.
I mean, there's women who have lifted more than 300 pounds. And so you lifting 300 pounds on the internet
Mhm.
is not, I mean, it's incredible, don't get me wrong. But on the
Yeah.
internet, you lifting 300 pounds is not notable.
No, people are
But,
repping that shit.
right. But it's the other bits of
Right.
it. I mean, if you have that video of you lifting 300 pounds and you're talking over it,
Mhm.
one of my clients told me that one of my clients, after she hit a PR, told me that her husband told her to stop lifting because he doesn't like women with muscular arms.
Mhm.
Here's my PR. First time I ever lifted 300 pounds. I failed this lift 3 months earlier and I was crying. And I thought that I wanted to give up, but I kept pushing through. And then Metallica came on the radio. And I left that shit and I hit 300 pounds. And I sent the video of it to Alan, pass that along to our family chat. Here's a few of the messages that came back from my family, and like, take out their names, but like, show that screenshot of them, like, overlay of that
Yeah.
video.
Oh my
That's
God.
good, right?
Because I have the fail too. So the fail, the lift, and then
Yeah,
that's
man,
so.
that's
Oh my
cool.
God.
That's cool.
Gold.
All right. Okay.
Well,
I gotta recalibrate
thanks.
here
Wow.
before I get on my podcast because we're supposed to have fun and make people laugh, and I'm like, shit. All right. Well, thank you everybody so much. This was a fun call. I really enjoyed this with you all, and as always, I'm around. I'm in the Facebook group. I'm here for you. So you're all awesome. We'll talk soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Hey, John here. Hope that you really enjoyed that. This was a really fun call for me to do. Anna went super deep, played along with me, and I think you'll agree we got a lot of amazing, amazing material out of her, and it was kind of some crocodile tears too, I'll be honest. And so I wanted to make a recommendation for another episode for you to listen to if you're looking for something else to listen to right now. This is episode 29, Taking Cassie from Invisible to Obvious. And I recommend this episode because in this one, what we do is we really teach you how to identify what makes you unique and actually build that into a program, into a business where you're really going to stand out and become the obvious choice. And so if you're looking for something else to listen to, that's episode 29, Taking Cassie from Invisible to Obvious. I hope that you love it. It's one of the more fun episodes and experiments and thought experiments that we did. Additionally, if you're interested in my high-end business mentorship, then all you got to do to get a little bit more information about that is go over to Instagram. I'm at It's Coach Goodman, and just send me a DM that just says mentor, and we'll have a conversation about it. Thanks so much.